Everybody live from Wonju in between the Gyeonggi and Gangwon. I suppose they're not really states, provinces. Provinces is what I'll say of South Korea. We are here of the 61st, count it 60 plus 1 edition of ESL Open Cup Asia division. I'm of course the host. Yeah. Today is El Esturion Persa cuya presencia es urgente. Light underscore VIP. How we doing, Light?
What's up, Yaku? We are here. We are back. And oh my god, things are already popping off. Jesus Christ. Let's just get into it.
And that is Signature Joey for you. Speaking of which, top right hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top right hand corner, the Blues player coming out from Hong Kong, currently representing himself as he is teamless, going for that 12th pool. That's what you like to see. He is GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Chinese Terran player. He is red. He is seamless. He is getting 13-12 Satisfactory.
Is he though? Is he gonna be?
Yep.
After the end of this game, Satisfactory.
Oh boy, he's gonna be playing Satisfactory. Is what's gonna be happening after this game.
Mate, he's gonna be playing Victorio.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. All right, so we do have an SCV scout, which is quite interesting, coming out here from Satisfactory. He will be able to spot the links coming out, and what will his response be? His response should be to at least keep the Reaper at home. Oh, and throw the CC on the high ground.
There we have it. Massive tell when you can't see that natural base coming up from your Zerg opponent. Knows just how committed GogojOey is going to be to this, so he's taking this very, very seriously. Not quite walling off yet. However, as you said, just keeping that Reaper back at home. Doesn't want to take too many risks here.
Yeah, what's really interesting to me is that GogojOey, he just went and checked all the proxy locations with his initial lings. And I think a lot of this is because he got SCV scouted, like again, like the lings were seen, so he expects his opponent to prepare for it. And with these lings, he's just, checking everywhere. He's not really wasting them by sending them across the map. He sees everything with his Overlord.
Yeah, he knows what to really expect here. It's arguably a bit of a wasted investment, but not really. I mean, the Lings is still alive. You can always pounce on top of the not the SCV, sorry, the CC, prevent the landing and whatnot.
Oh, he can get the Reaper. I think he sees it, and he has speed already.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be so careful though. Wants to pounce on top of it at the right moment where Satisfactory isn't has his attention elsewhere.
Exactly. And again, like behind this, he's droning up. He's taking a third base. Like GogojOey, all he has to do really with these lings is delay the natural for as long as possible and just keep his opponent contained. Like he's already forcing his opponent to be a little bit more committed to the defense, even throwing down a bunker.
Yeah, well, better to be safe than sorry, I suppose, but Satisfactory playing this out very, very seriously, and GogojOey, well aware of that. He knows he has a complete map control at the moment. And as he said, just being a lot more greedy than we normally expect from him.
Yeah. I have to wonder if GogojOey has a little bit more experience with Satisfactory. Again, like they are from relatively close regions. I don't know if they play against each other before, and with this, the Reaper goes down, and Satisfactory, because of that, like he has no map control. Like he has no idea what GogojOey is doing behind this.
What is the level below control, Light?
A potato pleb?
Because I feel like Satisfactory doesn't even have that right now. He has no eyes on the other side of GogojOey. He has no idea that he went for this third base. He's going to be safe at home over here. Oh, I say that, but a couple of Marines do go down and might get some friendly fire. No, never mind. GogojOey going to be backing away from that. Doesn't want to waste his lings.
That he does not, but already a nice little pick off there. Again, it really hinders any kind of follow-up push that Satisfactory might want to be going for. Ooh, no push whatsoever. He goes for a fast third.
Yeah, I suppose you might as well at this scenario. You have no idea what your opponent is going to be doing. I imagine that we should see a scan soon, TM-ish, just so Satisfactory can see what tech GogojOey is going for. But yeah, you might as well just hope that you can out-macro your opponent from here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he realizes, like, oh my god, my natural is so late, and clearly my opponent didn't plan to all in me. So it's like, well, I have to try and catch up because I haven't been able to do anything to my opponent, and he could have, like, double, triple expanded for all I know, right? So he's got to try and catch. Well, it was like one of two routes. You either catch up or you go two base all in.
Yeah, unfortunately, Satisfactory didn't quite have the production to go for that 2-base all-in. Not just yet, anyway. Interestingly enough, he is going for mech this game.
Yeah, we see 2 more factories being thrown down. Out of all things, we see Widow Mines on the way. Oh my god, is he planning to eventually go for a drop?
I would hope so, personally. Just mass mine drops from every single direction, but he's just going to be using them defensively for the time being. Doesn't want to, really waste his gas, quote unquote, on any starport unit at the moment.
Yeah, not yet. And I'm really curious to see what kind of army compositions has.
PSCVs!
Oh no, the tank! No!
They want to mine, but they're blocked in! Oh!
Okay, no, this feels bad, man. Feels bad. Okay, thankfully that wasn't going on for too long as he is going and taking his expansion. We do see it is going to be Ferrari mech coming out from Satisfactory, bunch of Hellions, bunch of Cyclones as he's attempting to get or regain some map control. I think what's interesting is that GogojOey is still only on 3 bases. Like if he wanted to, he probably could have gone up to 4. Regardless, he did delay a lot of his tech to drone up as hard as he did. Like Lair is only just halfway done.
Yeah, I feel like GogojOey he doesn't really know how safe his opponent is being at the moment, which, to be fair, his Overlord did get sniped earlier on by that Viking, so he's playing it out a little safer than we were expecting. Ooh, nice use of friendly fire.
Oh god, exactly. The Widowmine goes down, the Cyclone goes down as well, so he's being so efficient with these Lings, like being able to pick off some of these high-tech units, like especially the Cyclone.
And that should be the first of the major tells here for GogojOey. He notices that there is a Cyclone and a couple of Hellions coming out. One or the other, right? He knows mech is coming his way, so he's going for a Roach Warren this time.
Yeah, that was the first inkling that GogojOey got of what the army composition was going to be, because he didn't go into the main base afterwards, so he doesn't know about all the factories. So seeing that Cyclone, now he knows for sure, okay, my opponent's going mech. He made the decision to throw down a Roach Warren. It is a bit of a shame that he had already invested into 1-1 for melee. He could still utilize Lings and maybe go into Ultras later on. We'll see if he continues with the +1 melee or just switches into +1 range after.
Yeah, I think best case scenario for that melee, if he switches over to range, is just, use them for Banelings and try to take out some planetaries, or maybe not even planetaries at this stage, like whatever bases or workers you can really take out. This one Ling.
He's gonna get it.
Kill that tank.
He's gonna get it.
That's a pretty massive rip.
Yeah. At the same time, the Hellions and the Cyclones are being a little bit aggressive across the map, but they didn't manage to deal any damage whatsoever. There were Roaches to defend. Thankfully, that Ling eventually did get dealt with. I was a little bit concerned that the Widowmine was going to recharge and then we'd see a bunch of friendly fire, but thankfully that didn't happen.
You were worried that would have happened. I was excited for it.
Oh boy.
For that chaos.
And with that, now GogojOey is getting ready to push out. He is committing. We do see +2 melee on the way. The Lings and the Banelings are looking to hit this base, and earlier he was able to shave off that tank count. There's only 1 tank here on the high ground.
Indeed, but it is on the high ground still. Does have to be very, very wary of that. He placed that tank in such a good position to cover this third base. Unfortunately, not covering much else, as that's the only tank available to him at the moment. Interestingly enough, he is committed to +2 melee, GogojOey is, but he's not getting carapace beyond this. He's working into melee and range attack.
Yeah, he's only focusing on dealing that damage as we see nothing but a Ling flood behind this. The Roach Ravager is still standing strong. As you said, that tank, it's not in the best position. It's not really covering this base as it's slowly going down. There is now a second tank on the low ground, but it's just going to go down.
It is super exposed here.
Oh my god.
In a bit of a compromised position, and the Cyclones not really acting as much of a buffer here, but GogojOey does not go for that tank. He goes for a high ground tank and takes out a lot of SCVs. I believe the orbital did survive. It did in fact survive. But that's over a mineral line. What for SCVs is taken out 70 workers to 44 at the moment. GogojOey is in such a stable economy. He does need to worry about a potential counterattack though.
I am shocked that the high ground tank died and the low ground tank survived.
Where did the vision come from? Now that I think about it.
Yeah, like a stray overlord had like gone in, and like I was like, what? That doesn't make
That's
any
what I
sense.
assume happened. Yeah.
Yeah, like god damn it. And there is the threat of that counterattack, as you were saying, but like, what is there here? There's like 5 Hellions, like maybe 8 Cyclones, maybe you can focus on a Hatchery, but there's just so much army here. Like GogojOey is just dwarfing the supply of Satisfactory right now, looking to go first round. Is he gonna get it?
And he should just about get it. Unfortunately, the Lings on the right flank does get taken out. So it's not quite a sandwich, but the Ravagers do come in and they collapse on top of this entire mech force. The tank will finally be taken out, as will a couple of mines. The rest of the army with it. GG is called. GogojOey taking game number 1.
Oof, GG. GogojOey was just straight up solid play. Sure, he started off with a 13-12, but again, it was really cool to see him transition out of it and not be ultra aggressive with it.
Yeah, at the start of this game, I was thinking this is the old GogojOey that we used to see in Light. He's been switching up the way that he's played for the past couple of weeks, but this aggressive opening, that's what we want to see from GogojOey. But once I got figured out, GogojOey, he didn't commit to it. He knew that he couldn't get too much done, so what do? He just got that map control and played as greedy as he could at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just another way you can play it out, right? And like forcing your opponent to stay on one base to kind of overreact, or not even overreact, just react to the 13-12, and with that you can get ahead in a different way. So yeah, really well done by GogojOey. Not really allowing Satisfactory to really get things going with his mech. I don't think he ever really had more than 2 tanks out at once. Like there was no real backbone to his army. GogojOey was just so aggressive, just always sniping tanks whenever he could.
That's most our levels, our scales of reaction, right? So on the one hand, you have overreact. On the other hand, you have revo react. Oh wait, no, I guess underreact is right. Yeah.
What?
As we continue this best of 3 series on Lightshade LE, we're spawning here in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner. The Blues player, he showed off an inkling of the over-aggressive GogojOey of old, but he's not reverting too far. He's not regressing. He is a very much of an involved player here. Coming out from Hong Kong, representing himself, he is GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Chinese Terran player. He's red. He's representing himself. He is not Factorio. He is Satisfactory.
Is Satisfactory also a game?
Yeah, that's that's what I was saying. It is a game.
Is it?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
Which one is Satisfactory?
Satisfactory is an FP. It's a first person like Factorio basically. It came out last.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah,
I think it came out last year. Either last year or the end of 2019.
Yeah, I think it was around last year. I remember Dodget was streaming it back when Dodget streamed.
Yeah, I think he was.
Him and them. Well, they weren't in the same server, I don't think. But those are the 2 people who I remember streamed it.
Yeah, so Kuro was asking, did he name himself after the game, or did the game steal his name?
What?
It's the question.
Well, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't make factories. I gotta tell you.
True.
That should probably be our first guess that he was a mech player. And speaking of mech players, GogojOey with a very fast roach.
And immediately scouted by the SV of Satisfactory. Look at that beautiful scouting. Was able to somehow make it past the initial queen. Was able to see everything. And GogojOey, I don't even think he realizes that he's been scouted, actually. Oh, he should have.
Yeah, the SV is juking and jiving and diving around, avoiding everything. And Satisfactory, he's going to be living up to his name over here. I imagine a tank going to be coming out. Well, either a tank or a cyclone. Depends on how you want to handle it, right? Would you rather have your tank to cover the Ravager, the Roach Ravager that's on the ground, or would you rather have that Cyclone take out the Overlord that's going to be giving your opponent high ground vision, and it's also really good for kiting.
Yeah, I imagine going for the Cyclone is what you want to do, right? Just to get rid of that high ground vision. Otherwise, if you prioritize a tank, you run the risk of getting your tank biled down due to that Overlord, so it can be a little bit risky. He can play even riskier and just go straight into a starport and just go, oh my god, he's going for the tank.
Alright then.
Oh boy.
This is a way to just make sure make sure that you're sort of able to keep the roaches away from certain areas. Is a good way of zoning out your opponent here, but on the downside, the tank cannot cover everything while also being safe.
Exactly, the tank is still on the way. It looks like one of these depots will go down. The SCVs are actually repairing the bunker, interestingly enough.
Actually, yeah, I like how GogojOey sort of played this out. He's trying to bait the SCVs to get close to that bunker so he can, attack them from the low ground. The tank does come out. And we'll cover just around this area, but the bunker will fall, and so will 6 SCVs. Pretty decent damage for the start, but GogojOey is going to get a lot more than that.
Yeah, exactly. You were talking about it. The tank, unfortunately, has to reposition. The depot does end up going down. With this, it looks like too much damage shouldn't be done. There's only, again, the Ravagers have already taken quite a bit of damage, but the goal here is just to delay the natural for as long as possible.
Absolutely. Delay the natural. Get some workers if you can. Ideally, you'd be able to take out the tank, but that is, you're committing a lot more at that point. And GogojOey does not want to commit too hard. He's already finishing up that third base.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that I was curious to see if we were going to go into a Banshee after this, because to me that kind of made sense. You go 1-1-1 into Banshee, and your opponent would commit it to Roaches. We don't have a Banshee, mate. We got a BC.
Huh. Well, honestly, this should work out pretty well for Satisfactory here. I think he made that BC once he scouted the third base. He knows that GogojOey isn't too committed. He was just going to send those initial Ravagers and not much beyond that. So he knows that he can buy himself enough time to get the BC out and cause a lot more damage, potentially, on the other side of the map.
Yeah, potentially, right? I do like that GogojOey isn't neglecting his queen count. I believe he has 3 queens so far. He has 2 more queens on the way, so he should have 5 in time for the BC. What's worrying is that he doesn't have any spores whatsoever. GogojOey hasn't scouted the main. He is diving in now with his Overlord.
But what's he gonna see? Is he gonna see that tech lab and say, oh, it's gonna be a Raven or a Banshee or something along those lines? Does still need the spot that, not Cybercore, the Terran Cybercore.
Look at that. Deceiving his opponent by starting Cloak. Meanwhile, the Overlord does die. The BC pops out. GogojOey has no idea that it is a BC, and then it teleports across the map.
Here's the question, though. When you get... would that actually help much, trying to trick your Zerg opponent? Because I feel like if you're researching Cloak, they're gonna go throw down some spores, right? That's gonna be useful against the BC regardless.
You're very right. But at the same time, you also assume that the Banshee is gonna take a lot longer to move out across the map because they actually have to walk across, as opposed to the BC that just immediately teleports across the map. So there are some players who play it a little bit greedier and they delay certain things. As we see, the BC dealt a bit of damage, but as we saw, there were plenty of queens.
There were. I don't think a queen went down there, but at least a drone or 2. Actually, no drones go down. It's just Overlord set up, being taken out right now. This is right now the BC is a very expensive Viking for Satisfactory here.
It is. It's extremely expensive. Thankfully, I don't know if this is thankfully or not, right? Like, he's not committing to getting Yamato. He's not getting a second BC. So again, he hasn't really gotten much value out of this initial BC. And behind this, GogojOey is going straight into Aspire. Yo, if he goes into Mutas, he could do so much here. It's going to be on Satisfactory to scout this.
Yeah, Satisfactory already with a less than satisfying opening here for him. Doesn't want to waste any minerals on side defenses, on any what's the word I'm thinking of here, like missile turrets.
Yep.
Missile towers.
Turret.
Missile turrets.
What? What are you saying?
Terran cannons, that's what I'm saying.
There you go. The spores, but the machine spores. There you go.
Yeah, the mech spores.
There you go.
What's the name of the Zerg skin?
Simulant?
Is it just mech? Simulant, there we go, the Simulant Spore.
You're all over the place today, mate.
This is what Management 101 does to a guy.
It just destroys your brain, mate. Feels bad, man. For those wondering, Yaku was in class in uni class just before the cast. But speaking of mech, that is something that Satisfactory is not doing this game. We do see so many barracks is being thrown down. I don't know how I feel about this. You know, not really playing to his strengths.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind the bio so much when I saw that Spire went down, because I was assuming GogojOey would go into making Corruptors, and what are Corruptors really gonna do against Marine Tank in this scenario? But he is opting for the Mutalisk. Very good job though from Satisfactory. He does manage to scout it out. Unfortunately, looks like he's gonna lose the BC. No, just makes it out of there. And he should have enough time now to get some defenses up, already building his turrets.
Oh,
that is
God.
what you like to see, but he does need to buy himself a bit more time.
I was about to say the turret only just started, and the turret will not go up here in the third base, so damage will be done. Meanwhile, the Mutas, they dive and they kill the PC.
Nicely done here. A very expensive unit, and Satisfactory does not feel like playing that out anymore. GG is called. GogojOey, he's feeling quite satiated, shall we say. At least with that series, he's satiated. I don't think he's completely sated for his entire for his run yet, but for that series,
I'm sure for now, he is quite satisfied, as he does.
He's an appetizer, you know.
There you go. Bit of an entree, if you will, as he does 2-0 his Chinese opponent. Satisfactory. He played as well as he could. I do like that he did kind of show off a little bit of variety there. You know, mech one game, bio the other, going into a fast BC. I like that he was trying to trick GogojOey as he was doing it. Didn't quite work out in the end. Ooh, and GogojOey, he moves on to face another quite hefty Zerg opponent.
And this is, once I saw who was waiting for the opponent in the round of 16, I knew we had to go for it. Like, it's a player who we haven't seen in a long time in any online events, really, ever since I believe he left his team and then took a bit of a break, a bit of a hiatus, shall we say. It's Songriku.